Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Switch It Up podcast. It's our North Division playoff preview show, and we have with us a very special guest, the pride of Cambridge, Ontario, and TSN 690's favorite guest, Luca Laporta, is here with us.
Fellas, it's an absolute honor to be on the Switch It Up podcast. Let's go.
It's an honor to have you, man.
Thanks,
welcome.
guys.
So first off, what's your prediction for the Leafs-Habs series? Because funny enough, my co-host and resident Leaf fan over here thinks that Montreal's winning in 6 games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Huz sent me a DM on Instagram saying Habs in 6, right? I'm pretty sure you did. Did you say
Bro,
that?
honestly,
I think
I see it the way I see it ever since I've been watching the Leafs play hockey. We haven't won a series, so I literally have no faith. I don't care who's on our team right now. I'm wearing a Leafs jersey right now because I love them to death, but Carey Price is back and he's healthy. Gallagher's back. Weber's back. So you guys got a full healthy squad.
So we got to give you some biased backstory here, though, because Huz and I drove to Boston, Game 7, the last time the Leafs were in the playoffs, to watch them lose 5-1. We did a 20-hour road trip back-to-back to watch them get killed. So we have zero.
Was that a Sean Corrali snipe?
Yeah, it was. I'm just literally playing in my head right
and
now.
And then to follow up that fantastic 5-1 drubbing when we were in Boston, we got to watch them blow the world's greatest ice hockey comeback in the history of the NHL last season against Columbus in the playoffs. So as you can tell, we're a little bit rattled when it comes to the Leafs in the playoffs. But I personally think, as far as the Leafs-Habs series goes, I like our odds, man. 7-2-1 against them in the regular season. That, you know, the rip against the Leafs was that we weren't good on the power play, or we haven't been good 5-on-5, and we're a power play team. We got Nick Foligno coming back, which is fantastic.
Okay.
He's going to be a big add for the penalty kill and for the 5-on-5 toughness to play against. They added Wayne Simmons this season for the playoffs. I think he'll be electric. And I think we've shown that we're not just a power play team, because we had a massive drought and went 9-0-1. So I like our odds against your Habs, good sir.
Well, I mean, I think it's Habs in 1, to be honest. No, honestly, I think the Habs have no chance. No, we got no chance. I mean, we don't score goals. Coffey's not playing either, so we just don't score goals. The Leafs will probably get like 4 off our shin padded in too, because
you are the most self-deprecating Habs fan I've ever met in my life. It is just nothing goes good, eh?
I honestly don't understand, why, Luca? Why? Quick shout out to Luca's Twitter. Okay.
God.
It's private, so he does have to accept you, but it's a great follow. You know, anytime you're having a bad day, and especially if you're having a bad day and there's a Habs game going on, or AC Milan.
I can assure you that nobody is having a worse day in their lives than Luca is when on a Habs game day. It is impossible.
So Thursday, instead of tuning into the game, just go to his Twitter and
honestly, you probably could. I can already put in the air what I'm gonna already tweet on Thursday. It's gonna say these guys suck. These guys can't score goals, and the Leafs are gonna get one. Like, I think Morgan Riley will probably shoot one off his back foot, and then it'll hit 4 bodies and find its way in. And it'll go up 1-0, and then we'll hit like 4 posts, even though we can't create chances either. And yeah, and then Josh Anderson's gonna say something after the game, and he's gonna trigger on Leaf fans, and it's just I already know what's gonna happen. Like at least you're gonna kill us.
So we have Huz's prediction being Habs in 6, I believe.
Well, here's the thing. I think Carey Price will turn up every time he's coming back from injury. He's done extremely well.
I want to hear your take on that, Luca.
I do agree Price had an awful year, but I also do believe he was playing injured for most of it. When he does, I mean, if you're playing hurt, you're not going to perform at your best. So
he's soft. That's why he is soft.
As an unbiased Leafs Habs representative in terms of my view on Carey Price, because I mean I want him to be terrible. He was electric for 2014 to 2016. He was elite. He was elite, and he was also elite in last year's playoffs versus the Penguins. I believe he had like a 931 save.
Yes, he was really good.
He stole the series last year.
Right,
really good.
So that's what I'm saying. He was shit in the regular season last year, but then he turned it up in the playoffs. So you don't know what price we're expecting. So if Price is playing lights out with Gallagher being 100% healthy and Weber playing like an actual great defenseman that used to be, then they actually have a great chance. That's why I'm taking the Habs in 6 or 7. I want to say Habs in 7. That's my take. That's like what I'm taking if I was
if that happens, I'll end my life. Like,
well, see,
what
the
are
thing
you
is,
talking about?
if I'm
Habs in 7.
if I'm betting money on it, it's a win-win. If the Leafs win, then I don't care about the money at that point. But if the Habs win,
also
to
the listeners, this man talking right now sent me a message saying he's going to put $500 on the Habs to win. So that way,
it's
a
worth
win-win though.
It's a win-win. It's worth it. It's worth it if the Leafs win.
You hedge it because the Leafs are happy. You win money, you're happy. You get the.
Luca understands.
So this brings me to my first question to the resident Habs fans. On the Carey Price train.
I can't wait.
Are you happy with the decision to go Price over Allen, or do you think that you would rather have seen Allen in net given his play against the Leafs?
Jake Allen all the way. He's the only reason why the Habs are in the playoffs this year. Jake Allen's a top goalie. He played like a top goaltender this year. Jake, I know you don't agree, but if you watch every single Habs game, the Habs do not score goals. He doesn't get any run support whatsoever. He was like top 3 and last in the league,
right?
With run support, he didn't get anything. He would have to win. He had to play. He had to go into the net every night, thinking, okay, if I let one in here, this could be
we
it.
might lose.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I definitely do agree with that point because I did watch a few Habs games this year, where all the Jake Allen games that he started, he allowed maybe 2 or 3 goals at most
max,
and it was always a 1-goal game. So I do get the point where the scoring definitely wasn't there. What I don't understand from the Habs standpoint is why is Caulfield with the wearing like a practice jersey. Not
that gives me to my second question. So my thing was exactly. Caulfield and Kotkaniemi are in practice jerseys. And are they playing trickery on the Leafs? Are they not going to play? Like, what's going on there?
I mean, if Kotkaniemi is a trickery, he sucks.
No,
so, I don't think.
Maybe I don't know why he's a part of that conversation.
I don't think you're fooling anybody if Kotkaniemi is going to come into your lineup. The guy sucks. His career will be over soon, probably.
What about Caulfield? The kid ripped.
No. Caulfield's really good, but Ducharme's a horrible coach. I hope he should never.
Big Habs fan, eh?
He should never. I hope after this season, Ducharme shouldn't coach in hockey again. Not assistant, nothing. No,
seriously,
he's a horrible coach.
Playoffs.
But we made it because of our good start and because of Jake Allen. It wasn't because of coaching or anything like that. Claude Julien is a better coach than I understand when you fired Claude Julien because you just wanted to make a change and he was here for 3 years or actually 4 years and actually 4.5 and whatnot. But Ducharme's a horrible coach, and thank God he's an interim coach because I think he already showed that he's just a terrible game manager. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like he has like a unreal talent pool to go off of.
Right.
But he's not a good hockey guy. And if Caulfield's not playing, I mean, we don't score goals. And if Caulfield can't get into the lineup, I gotta watch Yoel Armia. Like, I don't want to watch Armia. Like, nobody does. I'm not even sure if his family wants to watch him in the playoffs, to be honest. So
shout out Yoel Armia.
No, like Armia, like he shouldn't be there. Like, and then he's a right winger, so he would be the spot that Caulfield would take.
Right.
And it doesn't make sense. Like, I understand we're trying to win games like 2-1. To be honest, every single Habs Leafs game has been really tough. Except that one with Primo.
Haven't blown you guys out.
The one with Primo was different because Primo obviously wasn't ready for that game, and even then it was 4-0. We scored 2 goals.
Allen came in and it was incredibly close.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's always been I don't think the Leafs are going to like dominate us on the ice or anything like that. It's not going to be one of those. It'll be a tight series. Obviously, the Habs is going to be way more physical, but that's what we are. We're very physical. The Leafs aren't that physical.
No. So here's my logic, though, is that on paper, right? Because obviously with our record being 7-2-1 in the regular season, and right now on paper, we have more, I guess more top-end scoring and more, and on paper, a more deep roster, I would say. I mean, that would be my case as a Leafs fan. But to me, then, it makes total sense to go Price, because if Price stands on his head, then that's the X factor, right? That can easily steal a game, steal 2. Whereas I don't think Jake Allen has that same like top end, high end X factor to go. If you start him, you know what you're going to get probably, which is 2-3 goal games, and you might win 1, you might win 2, but Price steals you maybe 2-3 games at the top end.
Maybe in 2016.
So that's
maybe in 2016. Like Jake Allen has actually played like extremely well against the Leafs this year. Like
for sure.
Even the games we lost against the Leafs, like Jake Allen was rock solid. He came in cold in that game, and he he didn't let a goal up till Matthews with a minute and a half or 2 minutes left. Like, and the game was basically over at that point. But like, he came in and he gave like the team a chance. And like, the Habs don't really give up. Like, defensively, we don't give up a ton of chances. Like, I don't expect the Leafs to like have like 45 scoring chances like per period. I think it's going to be very tight, like extremely tight. You know, chip out. There's going to be a lot of dump and chase. I think. Obviously, I hate the Habs play dump and chase. We don't retrieve the puck. We just dump it. Don't chase because we're horrible. But yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, pucks in deep, but it should be dump and retrieve, not dump and chase.
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing.
Honestly, to add to your point there, with the way they'll play or their style of play, really, the hitting will be a huge aspect in this game. If Wayne Simmons can come back to Wayne Simmons from like 2016, then it would help the Leafs 100%. It won't happen. I definitely do agree that it won't happen.
He's staying. Honestly, he shouldn't be in the Leafs lineup.
Yeah,
he shouldn't
be. I agree completely.
He shouldn't be in.
I think the X factor for him. X factor for him is the physicality, but if he's not bringing that right now, he does not look good.
And that's what's like adding to my point is like if he doesn't bring that, then we're really, you know, it's not benefiting us whatsoever. We're actually in danger because, well, they won't take him out of the lineup because he's a vet, but they should. I definitely do agree, at least for just to kind of send him a message. I wouldn't take him out for the series, definitely not. I want to keep him in. But they should, if he doesn't play like he used to play with all his physical aspect of the game, then definitely take him out for a game or bench him for a period just to kind of send that message across towards him and the rest of the team as well. If we're getting dummied by the Habs in terms of hitting in the game, because that's what playoff hockey is all about, right? Like if you look at Tampa's game last night versus Florida, that was electric. Like imagine that kind of atmosphere in a Leafs Habs game, that'd be crazy. But we need guys,
unfortunately. Yeah, it's tough. Like I think, like I mean, I want Simmons to play if I was a Habs fan, and I want Thornton to play too. I don't think Thornton's good enough to be in the top 12 on the Leafs either.
I would disagree with you for this particular reason. One, I'm wearing a Joe Thornton jersey, so I don't have a choice. But my argument in this case is that Jumbo had a real bad lapse for about 15 games once they took him off the first line. And he went completely flat. He looked slow. He looked out of place. He looked like he didn't belong in the Leafs lineup. But since those games have happened, they put him on the third line. He got his momentum back. He went on a 7-game point streak.
I know.
Yeah, and he became a much better version of what we saw at the beginning of the year. And I don't know if it was the injury that set him back a little bit, or if it was just that he couldn't pick it up after he was injured. But he's come back resiliently, and I think he's earned his place in the top 9 at least. But
I think Engvall's better than him, to be honest.
Honestly, I would keep Adam Brooks in. The guy, like if you look at the games, I think he's played like maybe 12 games all year.
Yeah, but
Brooks isn't bad.
While a guy like Brooks or a guy like Engvall might be similar to Thornton skill-wise or what he brings to the lineup, they don't touch Thornton in the leadership role. And that's why the similarities there is what Thornton's been through will probably add more. On top of the fact that Joe Thornton's one of the best passers to ever play hockey, and he can still pass.
Yeah, but I actually witnessed him this year. I've watched a lot of Leaf games, everything. Like his passing has been actually poor sometimes. Like, and when you can, like there are times where he couldn't make a pass, and if you're a best passer in history, which he's one of the best passers in history, don't get me wrong. But if he's not able to make those passes, he's kind of he's not a good skater.
Oh, like, without a doubt, yeah.
But you got to understand, if he plays in the first line, just for example, you're putting him in a position to succeed. He's obviously going to get points. It's like Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk playing with Nylander and Tavares or whatever, he's going to succeed. He's going to get points. Yeah. If you put him with Engvall and Brooks,
throw me out there on the first line with Marner Matthews, I'll get 12 points. Yeah,
that's what I mean. You're going to get some points.
I don't know about that.
Like, on the Habs, it's different because we don't have a first line or a second line. Like we just have 3/3 and 1/4. So, like it's one of those things. Like if Galchenyuk came into the Habs line, he'd be so garbage. Like it's just it's.
I mean, it's 30 goals for the Habs. So
hey, listen. Everybody loves talking about the 30-goal year guys.
So did David Clarkson at one time with New Jersey.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
But Galchenyuk.
I'm not comparing Gallagher with, Clarkson whatsoever. Don't get me wrong.
You're talking about Galchenyuk or Gallagher? You're talking about Galchenyuk.
David Clarkson. He scored 30 goals.
Clarkson, yeah. You said Gallagher.
Yeah, but what about Galchenyuk in his 30-goal season?
Okay, listen. That season was the Habs were knocked out very early, and he was playing, first-line minutes, and we were basically playing meaningless games. We scored a bunch of goals. I think he scored like 12 goals late into the year, like extremely late, and they were all meaningless games. For me, that doesn't do anything. In those games that don't mean anything, if you're gonna light it up, because he showed that in other times he didn't light it. He lit it up when it didn't matter anymore. Right. And he's not even a 20-goal player. He's not a good enough skater. And then when he got a knee injury against the Kings, he hurt his knee. He wasn't a good skater before that. And once he came back from that knee injury, his skating has never been like even really close to what it was, and it was never that good. So if you can't skate in this league, in this new NHL, if you can't skate, you're essentially almost useless.
Yeah, but see, I would argue the fact that since he's joined the Leafs, now granted he has been put in a position to succeed because he's not aligned with Nylander and Tavares, so that's fair. But he's been quite really really good.
But it's also the Canadian division. Like I feel like everybody looks good in this damn division.
It's insane.
It's such a weak division. I'm telling you, like Toffoli is a good player, but he's not scoring 28 goals if it's not the Canadian division.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that for a fact.
Yeah.
Matthews will not get 40 and 52 against Boston, Tampa. Like it's not like I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's not going to score goals, but at that incredible rate, it's so hard against.
No, Matthews wouldn't have had a 70-goal season.
No, exactly. And even McDavid wouldn't have had 107 points in 56 games.
No,
he wouldn't have had that if he was playing, those big physical West teams all the time. It's when you play in the Sens, the Habs, and you play them over and over again, you start to find out the tendencies of the team.
Completely
and you can exploit it.
Yeah.
And every all the good players can do that. I think stats were definitely inflated this year, especially in that North Division. Like you see those top scorers in the league, a lot of them are from the North. So it's like, and I think the goaltending is garbage in the North too. Mostly garbage.
I completely agree. So I want to give my 2 cents on the series. I think Leafs in 5. I don't even think that's that bold of a prediction because
I'll agree with that.
I think you got to give the Habs at least 1 game. You might even see them get 2. I don't think so, but you got to give them 1 because the reason being is because Carey could easily steal one. If they stick with Price, you got to give them.
I'm telling you, if we win,
man, I'm calling this right now. The Habs are winning game 1.
I think the Habs are going to win game 1.
Yeah.
No, you guys are wrong.
I think they'll come out hungry. I think they're gonna come because you gotta remember too. As a fan, I wanted this. By the way, like I wanted to play the Leafs, like being a massive.
I could show you 95 tweets that say otherwise.
No. But like in my head, if I wanted,
that's his Twitter. That's a separate.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play the Leafs, I wouldn't want to play them when we're neck and neck with each other. We're the huge underdogs. We're like a 20-point underdog here. So anything that we do is an accomplishment. Like this team isn't good enough. We had a good start. We had a great start. We looked like a great team, and then everything died once the Ducharme came in. Like just a crappy style of play, and maybe his play will be effective in the playoffs. The games get much tighter. And again, every game from the Habs and Leafs has been tight this year. Like that's not a lie.
What I love about this for me is that if they do, it's kind of a win-win for Leaf fans because right now, if we don't win, like if for example, if Montreal somehow pulls it out in 6 or even 7, right? Massive changes are coming because you can't have 5 playoff exits in a row in the first round without ridiculous change, right? So that's good if that were to happen, which pray to God it doesn't.
If that happens, like Keefe's gone.
Oh, 100%. Dubas is gone. You would have to.
Yeah,
but
Shanahan maybe.
Right, exactly. And on the flip side, though, if we win, we get to take out Montreal in the first playoff series, which is just a bonus. It's a cherry on top.
But I'm not even going to be that angry because we're garbage. You should beat us.
Oh, I love that. But that's the thing. Personally, I love that. We deserve it. This is the best team we've had on paper, and even playing that I've seen as in my Leafs fandom years. Like since I've been a Leafs fan, this is the best team I've seen play, which I think we deserve to win. It is sad, but it is the truth.
Sad. I'm sorry. I have to say it's so sad.
Just before we move on from ripping Habs fan here, before we move on from the Leafs Habs predictions. Did you guys know, which I just found out today, that the Leafs and Habs have played each other 15 times in the playoffs? Obviously, the most recent being around 40 or some years ago.
I think Montreal is up 8-7 in the series.
Right, but every single time, the winner of the series has gone on to win the Stanley Cup. Every single time.
Perfect.
15 times.
We're winning the Cup
this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, boys.
I'm going to see Jeff Petrie lift the Cup.
Yeah. You just said Leafs in 5, Luca. You got to make up your mind.
Yeah, I'll say Leafs in 5 or 6.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. It's going to be one of those things. I think the Habs take game 1, though. I'll be honest. I think we're going to get really hungry.
I definitely agree with that point. I definitely agree with that point too. Only because I just don't think the Leafs are hungry enough right now. I
got Leafs in 5.
You got Leafs in 5. So
yeah, and they're taking game 1, and it's not going to be close.
It's not going to be close.
It's not going to be close.
It's going to be a really tight series.
I'm giving them a 4-1 win. You can take it to the bank. If you guys are betting on the game, you should bet 4-1.
Empty netter?
4-1.
Empty netter?
Maybe. I did 4-1 Leafs. And yes, I know the stigma behind 4-1. Don't get me started on that. Moving on to Oilers Jets here, because I think we've done enough Leafs Habs ripping. What are you guys' thoughts on the McDavid Scheifele matchup?
I'll go to Huz. Huz, you can go ahead.
All right.
Yep.
Well, honestly, McDavid has been ripping up the whole league or the North Division so far. And it's gonna be a great tight series as well because they're both great teams that love to hit, like great hockey, lots of speed on both teams as well. In terms of scoring wise, I just think Winnipeg's a lot deeper in terms of their forwards and defensemen as well, I guess, and they have the better goalie at the end of the day as well in Connor Hellebuyck. So this is a series that will get down to the nitty gritty parts of the ice, and who comes out at the end, who gets like a lucky goal here and there, who gets the right bounce. But I genuinely do believe like Connor Hellebuyck can steal, and I think he will steal the series from Edmonton. Edmonton getting another first round exit coming up soon. So my personal take is I got the Jets in 6. And if you look at the last 10 games or so right after the Jets like 8-game losing streak that they had in regulation, Kyle Connor's been on fire for them recently.
Yeah, he's incredible.
That whole line of Wheeler, Connor, and Scheifele, they've been torching teams down the stretch. And if they continue doing that with Hellebuyck playing the way he played the last 4 games, then the Edmonton outside of the Draisaitl and McDavid line, they have no shot.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my take on this series. So I believe Winnipeg is by far the better team all around. They're deeper. They scare me more. They got probably one could argue they got the best top 6 in hockey, but I'm taking the Oilers in this series for 2 reasons. One, because it would ruin Luca's playoff fantasy hopes, which is incredible because he's got all Winnipeg Jets. But most importantly, I'm taking them because you can't bet against McDavid and you can't bet against Draisaitl.
I can.
What they've done this year is insane.
I can. That Oilers team sucks. I'll tell you. I'll be up front with you right now. When McDavid and Draisaitl are not on the ice, look at who is on the ice for them.
Yeah, they're like minus 87.
It's bums. No, but they're actually like legitimately bums. Like I'm telling you right now, there's a reason why the Habs dominated the Oilers this year. I'm telling you. And to be honest, they mostly shut down McDavid and Draisaitl on every game.
Those last 3 games though.
Well, no, so here's the thing. I definitely
dominate.
If you ask Jake Luca, that's literally what I've been telling him all like the last I want to say 5 or 6 games where the 3rd and 4th seed in the North wasn't confirmed. I was hoping that we'd play the Jets instead of or
I saw that
Montreal.
in the first episode.
Yeah, and I was hoping that because Montreal gave Edmonton a really tough time all year long, and I genuinely be like Edmonton or Montreal would have come out of that series winning, and then if we did beat Winnipeg, then Toronto Montreal as a final for the North.
But as a Leafs fan, you gotta want to get out of the first round. I mean, come on, like give us the easier first round matchup.
Getting out of the first round, I'd rather win the cup than just worry about getting out of the first round. Obviously,
but we've never made it out of the first round in my Leafs fandom since 04. Like, give us a first round victory.
I think in the salary cap era, you haven't won a series.
Yeah, we haven't. It's a joke.
I don't know. I think the Jets. Like I think the Jets are going to beat the Oilers. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. Like obviously,
what do you got? What's your series prediction on
I'll go Jets in 6.
Jets in 6.
I think the Jets are a better team. I think the Oilers are a horrible team, to be honest. Like guys like Archibald, Kyra.
Yeah, they're a joke.
Chase on. Like these guys suck. Puljujarvi's not that good either. He plays with great players. Put me on that with McDavid. I'll look pretty decent. Like, if it wasn't for that knee injury, I could be playing with McDavid right now, right? So no,
yeah,
I'm just kidding. But like,
the tragic knee injury that took you out of the show.
I'm gonna tell my kids later on, like, guys,
McMaster floor hockey right there.
McMaster and the murals.
Every hockey dad ever telling their kids they could have made the show.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Oilers are like, again, they have a lot of bums. I just think that they're not a great hockey team. Like, Nurse and Barry. They've been pretty good offensively. They get exposed often defensively. Mike Smith has been he's been a rock this season, but I don't think he's enough to steal games. I think that Jets offense, and I'm pretty sure Ehlers is going to come back. I'm pretty sure he's going to come back at some point, and it's not game 1. Kyle Connor is an underrated player, one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. He scores 30 goals, and he does it in with not even an effort. He just scores. Like, did you see the goal scorer as the Leafs on Friday? Like,
yeah, it was gross.
Yeah. It was disgusting. Like, and Scheifele's another player, in my opinion, is underrated. He's a player that even the Canadian national media, they don't talk about him enough. Like, when Leafs Jets were matching up, like they talk about Matthews all the time, they don't talk about Scheifele. Look at his numbers this year. Look at his numbers every year. To be honest, like and Wheeler too.
Yeah.
Like Wheeler gets a lot of apples. He scores.
Well, this is exactly why I didn't want the Leafs to play the Jets, because now, realistically, Montreal on paper, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get tight games. You're going to get defensive hockey, and you're going to get a goaltender that could possibly stand on his head.
Sure.
With Winnipeg, they've been struggling recently as of late, but if they get it together, there's a really good chance we lose. Like they are on paper just as good as us.
Is Beaulieu coming back or no?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Okay. So they got Ben. They got Ben. Logan
Neil
Stanley, Pionk. They got Forbeth.
Yeah, I believe so.
They got Morrissey. Like it's not a horrible defensive core. Logan Stanley's actually been like a pleasant surprise, I think, for them.
He's been great for them, like especially with the size and the way he's hitting guys.
He's from Waterloo.
Shout out Waterloo.
Shout out Waterloo region. But yeah, I think the Jets are like in my playoff pool. I'm obviously not going to pick Leaf guys. I don't want to watch Leaf guys score. I'm not going to do that. If Leaf can play the Habs, I probably would have taken Leaf guys, but I'm not going to do that. So I said, you know what, Jets or Oilers. I thought it was a no-brainer for me. Like these Jets guys are good. Like they're scared. Like Rick Jenneret. Like these guys are good, scary good. Like I don't think Pierre Dubois is all that great. Just my opinion. I
think he still is trying to grow with the team.
I don't think he's that good.
Salty about not getting him for the Habs, eh?
I didn't want him. If I had to give a 2 first-round pick, I don't want him for that. He's not. Dubois doesn't change games, guys. He does not change games. He's a complimentary player.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
Look at him in the playoffs against the Leafs last season. He was the best player on the ice, Matthews included.
Okay, but no offense.
I'd argue
Cody Ceci was playing. Like, I mean, it's not really
Cody Ceci was playing.
Like, and then you know
Pittsburgh,
what?
great.
Listen, and that Jets third line is the best third line in hockey, and I don't think there's a debate.
I agree with completely.
You know, Lowry,
Lowry,
Appleton, and Kopp.
Yeah,
that's a gross third line. They know how to play. Yep. If you ask any coach or any GM around the league, Adam Lowry is a guy that everybody would try to acquire.
For sure.
I think he can play a shutdown role.
Yep.
He's physical, he's big, but he can also contribute offensively a little bit too. And those are guys that are hard to get in this league. Guys who can play 200 feet and then also contribute, because usually, you know, guys who are just, you know, great elite talents offensively, they don't give a crap about their own end, right? And
shout out Kyle Dubas for acquiring Riley Nash for a 7th-round pick and do the exact same thing. It's fantastic.
Oh my god! Yeah,
we'll see him in game 1.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, is he? Yeah.
Well, he is confirmed to play in game 1 now.
Yeah, right? So you know what's funny? All the Leaf fans in Tampa used to do the cap manipulation. Oh, this is BS. Tampa's doing this, and then the Leafs do it. It's like, wow, we're geniuses. Thank God we got that freaking Brandon Clown.
See, this is the thing. Brandon Pridham, legend. Yeah, shout out
Brandon Pridham. Hockey analytic nerds are just going crazy. Like, oh my God, look at this guy's chart. Oh my God, he played 2 games in his Excel spreadsheet.
Riley Nash is an incredibly good shutdown 2-way forward. We don't expect him to play well offensively. He is a shutdown guy. You get what you get. He plays boring hockey, and
he'll match up with Eric Stahl.
Yeah, sure. Completely shut down your deadline acquisition and give us the bonus of having Nick Foligno.
Foligno, man, that guy's career is like his hair, just gone. Gone. And I don't know if you ever talked to anybody who's older, but his dad was way better.
Sorry to interrupt you guys.
Go for it.
Jake DeBrusk scored for Boston.
Oh, he scores. Jake DeBrusk. You know what?
It's his 2nd straight game with a goal.
Yeah, it is. Hey,
oh my
God.
He's
a good. Hey,
I don't know what Anderson was doing there.
Cambridge, Ontario family, Louis DeBrusk.
Oh my God.
Ontario.
Shout out Cambridge. Go.
It's weird. Like because we're not playing the Atlantic Division this year. Like I don't mind seeing the Bruins win games. Like I just don't care. Like we don't play them, and like I was cheering for the Sabres to turn it around. It didn't happen.
Yeah,
that's coming from a Habs fan.
No, but I have close ties to Buffalo in a way because like I always go to Buffalo to watch the Habs, and they're affordable. They're good rink. Good atmosphere. Like I feel like they deserve.
Yeah, nothing like a DH Gate jersey and a Buffalo Sabres hockey ticket.
Hey man, come on.
Yo, you're wearing a reverse. Right, DH is top, man. Honestly, they should hire me as a marketing guy or something. Unreal.
Yeah, DM us on Instagram if you could tell Luca's jersey's a DH Gate special.
Man, yeah, his logo is a little off.
What, you can't even see it.
I can see it. I'm calling it right now.
How can you see it?
I have 4 eyes that I'm using right now.
Oh, maybe because hold on. Let me see. I'm looking at this. Hold on.
It's literally off center, man. Like
no, it's not.
No, I'm talking about the shiny NHL.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I thought you meant this.
Oh,
Yo,
no, no,
but I'm
no,
like,
no.
how
I
do
don't
you
want to
see
see
that?
the toilet
That's
bowl.
even worse. Get it off the
No,
screen.
honestly, no.
I
It's 'cause-
apologize, viewers.
Guys, it's actually not off centered. It's actually
It
nice.
is off centered, bro.
No, let me show you. It's because
It's still you don't have to move
no.
the
It's
jersey
because
around.
my
It's still-
shirt is off center. My shirt is off centered.
No,
this
that's
shirt
the
underneath.
logo is stitched on, my guy. It's literally off centered right now. It's
That's not bad. Hey, it's
Like-
chrome though. It looks exactly like yours.
yeah, but mine's centered.
Yeah,
and it's,
but
and it's a,
yours is for $300.
Yeah, yours is
It was
centered for an
worth
extra
it.
220 bucks.
it's still worth it though.
Hey, but
But
honestly though, you got to admit, like even up here is literally the exact same as yours. Those guys at DH get quality fellas. Let me tell you.
Yeah, quality fellas.
Reverse
The,
retro.
I've heard great things.
The
about
last
them.
thing I want to get the take on is kind of controversial recently. I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter getting in arguments about it. Do you think that Kucherov should have been allowed to play in the season, given that he was out the entire offseason? Yes or no?
Why not?
Yeah, like I think
I'll give you a
like,
take. Why not?
Well,
Because
I'll tell you. So I'll answer your question first before you
Right.
give your take. He's on their roster. He's been on their roster for many years. He was injured. I think did he have surgery? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
he
100%.
did.
He did,
yeah,
right?
but
Yeah.
he had surgery. He was supposed to get it, and he waited till the start of the regular season to get the surgery.
Hey, that's his choice.
That's my problem.
Yeah, that's a
That's
bit
his choice.
fraudulent.
Like
That's no, but it was a blatant cap
Yeah, it
situation.
was.
He knew he was going to have to get the surgery, and he knew what the recovery timeline was going to be. So he got the surgery the day the season started, and then suddenly he's miraculously okay game one. Now I know as a Leafs fan, we can't really give our take about the cap because we do the same shit that they do. But that's blatantly ridiculous.
I honestly don't see anything wrong with it. Like it's
To get
his
the
choice of
surgery
when
in the
it's his
offseason.
choice, right? It's his choice when he wants the surgery done.
There was never a rehab. It could never have been rehabbed. There was only ever the surgery
Yeah,
option.
it's a bit of an interesting situation. I mean, I think that the NHL should change their rule on like no playoff cap. I think that has to change along the line because
Yeah.
teams are manipulating it, and like Tampa is like 16 million above the cap. I think I saw that's crazy. I think there should be like maybe like a fine line. Like you can go a couple million over the cap, but not exponentially over the cap. But you know what? Like Tampa's just that team's crazy. I think the Panthers come out of that series though. I think the Panthers got robbed last night.
Interesting.
Oh, did you see that non-allowed
That goal.
Yeah,
That
I
goal
think
was
it
a
should have
fair
counted.
goal.
I think it
fair
should have
goal
It was a
counted.
fair goal.
But
Absolutely.
the problem that I have is that Tampa scored a shorthanded goal 30 seconds
Right?
after
Yeah,
the
literally.
draw.
Yeah.
That changes
To the next
that
draw.
changes the
It
whole
changes
game.
the
whole-
complete
yeah.
game. Yep.
If I'm a Panthers fan, I'm livid right now because the Toronto Command Center, this bullshit. It's terrible.
Okay, yeah.
And-
One more
and I
thing.
think-
Luca hates Toronto Command Center as well.
I cannot stand the Toronto
You'll
Command
see
Center.
all this on his Twitter, guys. Just follow.
I
his
think it's
Twitter.
a lot of insecure
Honestly,
Leafs
Lucas
fans
Twitter
just
might be
marketing
the
him.
best follow. And
Link in bio. Okay,
It's
link
a
in
good-
bio.
it's a good-
we'll link
it's
to
a
Twitter.
good
We'll link
follow.
to Twitter.
It's a good follow. It's honestly a pretty good. Like I have to say, like it's for the people. It's for the people.
Yeah.
But listen, how much time do we have? I wanted to bring up something.
We
quick
got
before-
we got a
we
few
got-
more minutes.
Okay, I got to bring up something.
What's up?
Why are Leaf fans so insecure? I want to ask you guys this question. What's up with the
See,
insecurity?
we've
No.
debated this
I'm not
off
saying- I'm
camera
not
a
saying-
lot.
I'm not saying every Leaf fan's insecure, but
Yeah.
why are a majority of them on like Twitter? Why are they so insecure? Like, remember when, like, even when not house players, I know, like when, like, I think Drew Doughty said something, they got all mad. Like, why do they want like players to like praise their team so much? Like, the opposing player is not going to praise your team that much. Just how it is. Like, welcome to rivalries. Welcome to
Of
sport.
course.
Like I just like Josh Anderson today. I watched the interview. I'm like, okay. I was hoping he would say something controversial. He said, "I love it. I can't wait to play them." Like,
Yeah, I've
what do you-
always wanted to play the Leafs.
But
Yeah.
what do you want him to say? I'm scared to play the Leafs. Like, it's called
Obviously
being.
not.
I hate those
Lord.
questions, man. Honestly, like whenever
that's what I
reporters ask
mean.
that question, it's
what I
like the
mean.
worst question they ask. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
like-
expecting out of the guy? Like, no one's
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh no,
Yeah.
I'm scared.
yeah. If he says that I'm scared, I don't want to play them, then his teammates are gonna look at him and say, "Are you like
Are you
soft?
okay?
Like
Are
what's
you
wrong with
okay?"
you? Like,
Yeah.
then don't play then." Obviously, he's gonna say, it's a great rivalry. I can't wait to play them. I want to play them. I love
Yep.
playing the rival games. Like I love it. I love being the underdogs. I play with against Tampa with when I was with the Columbus. Like I'm like those are answers that sound like they're the
Yeah.
cliche answers. Like but Leaf fans are just so like I don't get it. Like why? I want to ask. I
So
wanna ask
here's
you
the
guys
thing, right?
why.
I think personally, there's a lot of we've debated this off camera a ton, as I said before, but I think for me, it's because we live in the Leafs market, so
Yeah.
your Twitter algorithm is automatically going to bring you a lot of
The
Leafs
O-dog.
accounts,
O
right?
dog.
but the problem is that I don't think all Leafs fans are inherently terribly insecure,
No,
but
no.
I do think that a lot, like every fan base has their insecure fans. The Leafs tend to have a lot more, and I think the reason for it is that because we have a lot of die-hard fans, well, that don't get to go to games a lot of the time,
They can't
and
afford it.
exactly. And B, a part of it is that we're such a spread out fan base within Toronto that a lot of the people have a really hard time understanding that the team's not the best. They can't take criticism as well as I think a lot of other teams do, because they don't like hearing that Matthews isn't the best or that these people aren't good. And I think part of it is that they're just defending their team. And it's like you're coming at it from a Habs fan perspective where you're saying, like, how are you being so AIDS or how are you being so terrible? But they're the type of people that are just trying to defend their team. And that's all it is.
I know, but like I just like if someone said, yo, man, the Habs are garbage, I would say I completely agree.
Yeah, but you're the most insane Habs fan of all time. Like every other Habs fan is gonna they're gonna have their pros of being a Habs fan. You're just like, we're the worst franchise ever. I hope we fold.
I feel like talking to me is good because I'm not like a biased Habs fan. Like I feel like I'm pretty like I don't know. I just
For sure.
it is. We suck. Like if we play a good game, I'll tell you. You know what? We deserve to get a win tonight. But on nights, I'll be like, man, this team is unwatchable. I can't watch these guys. These guys don't know how to score goals. So they don't know how to do their hockey. They don't know how. Like I kid you not. Like these Habs players, they don't score goals in practice. I'm sure of it. They don't score.
Well, didn't you see the tweet yesterday that said Habs fans, or rather the Habs players, had a thing on the bench where they would play a celebration if a team member was able to score on Carey Price, and they only played it 3 times.
I mean, that's sad because Carey Price is pretty easy to score. I think I could score on Carey Price right now. Honestly.
Oh my God, it's a hot take.
Remember we talked about it? I think I can score on him.
I don't think so.
He's a bottom 15 goal in the league. Like
my God,
but he's also in the league.
Honestly, Huz, he's getting lit up in the AHL right now.
He win the Hart Trophy?
Yes.
I don't think so.
20
Hart
14,
Trophy winning
maybe?
Goaltender. You think you could score on?
Well, I mean, it was also 7 years ago. Guys, I'm not saying that Price is garbage forever. He was really good. I have his jersey. I have his Bulldogs bobblehead in my room.
Yeah.
I have a Price jersey. But for the last 3 seasons, a spade, he has been
Look
horrible.
at last year's playoffs, though. He was incredible.
Yeah, he was
a year ago.
Yeah, but so was Kokanyemi. He was good in the bubble too. He's not
Nick Suzuki.
Kokanyemi's not an NHL hockey player. He's probably like an ECHL
6th, 3rd overall draft pick.
Unfortunately, it was a crappy draft, and like the way it kind of went out. Obviously,
Brady Tkachuk was right there.
You're right. You look okay, but at the time, even the Coyotes took Hayton. Like at the time, it was the need. The Habs didn't have any centerman, and this centerman went from here all the way. His value skyrocketed. They said, okay, it's Kokanyemi, and he had actually a really pretty good rookie season, but he showed that he hasn't gotten any better. He's like Bambi on skates, and he can't score goals. Like if you can't score goals, what can you do for me? If you can't do you can't do anything else. There's nothing that. And Habs fans make me so mad on Twitter because I don't follow a lot of them, but I see it. They're like, oh, Caulfield should play with Kokanyemi. Why?
This is going to be a hell of a series to summarize. And at the same time, to summarize Luca's take, the Habs suck, get Kotkaniemi off the ice, and fold the franchise is basically how we're going about this this series.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind folding it.
No, like they actually have a chance. Like I don't know why. Like just
Huz
get
has
on them right away.
6.
Also to cut you guys off, it's a 2-1 game now. It's Boston up.
Who scored?
Bergeron scored for Boston, and then she scored for Washington.
Oh,
so
2-1. Oh,
yeah.
To wrap this thing up, I have one final question: is who do you guys have winning the Stanley Cup and why?
I'll go Huz.
Yeah, go Huz. What do you got?
Wait, what did Lucas say?
I think you go Huz first.
Oh, I'll go first. Honestly, I called this like late last year, like right after the playoffs last year. I still have Colorado winning it.
Interesting.
But then again, if Toronto does make it there, then I want Toronto winning. Obviously, at the end of the day.
If you're a betting man, though, who are you putting your money on? Like,
if I'm a betting man, and if I was to come down to one team right now, I'd bet on Colorado. I just don't see.
That's the easy bet. That's the easy answer.
Okay, if you want like a tougher answer, I'd go Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Vegas gonna get bounced by Minnesota, to be honest.
Well, see if you look if you watched our episode that was released today,
no chance.
I have Minnesota in 7.
Nope.
Gee, you know
Listen,
what?
he's
Okay,
in.
here's my team for the cup. Ready?
Yeah.
Who am I gonna say? Like, no. Who do you think I'm gonna say before I say?
Winnipeg.
It? No.
Well,
Florida.
it's not Montreal. So
No.
So you
Okay,
got
ready?
You got Florida or Boston?
yeah.
Carolina Hurricanes.
See,
I'd
that's
still
not
see
a
it
bad pick.
It's a
not.
great pick.
That's an easier matchup coming out of their division.
I picked the guys in my fantasy pool. I'm the only guy in the whole pool out of 30 guys who picked Niederreiter.
Yeah, it's because you
picked Niederreiter of all the players
insane.
on Carolina.
His picks. We could get into an entire another podcast on Luca's horrendous NHL playoff fantasy.
Why
I mean, at the same time, we can also do another podcast on the shitty way you play fantasy as well.
Oh, we definitely could.
Sure.
Yeah. That's another podcast.
Dude, bring me on another episode.
Okay, I'm with you, man. I am totally with you.
The title could be "How to Be a Slimeball GM."
Does it work? Does it work? Does it work?
He makes people feel bad about other team. Wow, man, your centers are brutal. You gotta get an upgrade. You're like a horrible car salesman.
Yeah, but it works. I'm a win at all cost mentality.
What do you mean? I won.
Yeah, you got lucky. I won. I have cash in every single fantasy league I've ever played in that you posted.
Listen to this.
Hey, I'm just gonna say this. Jake still owes me a football jersey from our fantasy league.
Yeah, well, from your fantasy league.
Yeah.
Listen to this. These guys says I'm lucky in fantasy hockey after I lost Ekblad, Werenski, Gallagher, Pedersen, Forsberg, all for the year. Kemper, I lost all these guys for the year. Replaced them with
hard matchups.
Replaced them with waiver wire guys.
Oh my god!
400 points a week in fantasy.
This is a joke.
This guy ripped off guys, and then in the chat he would make.
I know the way.
I had to listen for 9 weeks.
You don't understand.
For 9 weeks.
I've been in fantasy leagues with this guy for 10 years now. And trust me, there's a reason why I don't do it anymore.
I've seen Huz mad.
He's out.
In my entire life. In my entire life, I've seen Huz mad maybe 5 times, and 3 of them have come from fantasy hockey from my trades.
It's utter bullcrap. It really is.
Yeah.
This guy.
It's because you guys don't understand how I can get people to agree, and I have a talent for making fantasy trades.
You wake up and you're on the app all day. I can do that too.
Oh, I don't see you doing it though.
This guy have a life.
This guy says
my life too. It's not all about fantasy.
This guy says that he doesn't go on the fantasy apps that often.
I don't.
This guy.
Jake.
It's football.
Right. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
We need a new podcast for this.
Bring me on.
No, I definitely do.
The fantasy football special coming to you live
what a cheater.
Luca Laporta and his Washington football team, which doesn't even have a name.
I think Luca and I are gonna rip you a new one, buddy.
Oh, please bring me on, please, guys.
As the defending champion of our fantasy football league, I'll be happy to be on that podcast.
It was an honor being here, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming on, Luca. To everybody watching, it's going to be a hell of a playoffs. Feel free to tune in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.